Hello. Today, I would like to talk about speaking exams. We all have to do them now if we want to learn a language. Cambridge First, Cambridge Advanced, IELTS, TOEFL, APTIS, Trinity. Oh my goodness. It's an army of crazy exams. So welcome to a relaxing English moment with Emily. Because today I want to talk to you about 3 easy ways to fail your speaking exams. Let's start with the basics. Imagine that you go into the exam and you're feeling a little nervous. And the first thing that you decide to do in this exam is trail off. You may be thinking, what does trail off mean? I'd like to give you an example. Mr. Cameraman, can you ask me a question that could appear in one of these Cambridge exams?
What kind of movies do you watch?
Well, recently I watched the Titanic and I really like it because I think Jack and Rose are really, really good characters. I love romantic movies. I think that's my favourite genre. And, I think that, yeah. Did you see what I did there? I did a lot of, yeah, which is something that is very, very common for people to do when they are nervous, of course. It's completely understandable. But if you are asked a question in a speaking exam, it's important that you answer confidently and decisively. Mr. Cameraman, could you please repeat that question?
What kind of movies do you watch?
Well, I absolutely love romantic movies. I love The Notebook and the Titanic, for example. I just think that the characters have so much love for each other, and I wish that I could experience that in my own life. My answer was short, and sure, I didn't use a lot of vast, crazy vocabulary, but I answered confidently, and I finished the sentence with confidence. If I'm going to have a good experience in my speaking exam, and I'm going to make it nice and easy for my examiner, then I'm going to answer decisively. What's another common occurrence when it comes to our speaking exams? Well, of course, when you use the present tense all the time. The difficulty is that when you give a speaking exam with an examiner and the examiner says, tell me about when you were in primary school or something ridiculous like that. Can you compare your culture in your current city to where you used to live when you were a child? He's asking you to use complicated vocabulary and grammar relating to the past. A lot of my students say, yesterday I go, or next week I go. I don't even need to hear the rest of the sentence as an examiner to know that that's incorrect. If I say yesterday, why would I say I go? I go now? I go all the time? It's all wrong. Okay? Make sure that you remember to conjugate your verbs. Yesterday I went. Tomorrow I will go. You need to show that your examiner, or you need to make your examiner aware that you are capable of using all types of grammar. A little extra tip from me, a way to make your English super spicy and very easy for the examiner to mark is by putting in a little conditional if you have the opportunity. For example, if I had the opportunity to watch a movie right now, I would watch The Notebook because I love watching it every Christmas. Or if I had some extra money, I would go and buy myself a new lamp because, as you can see, this one is not bright enough for our set. So, if we use a conditional, we make our language sound just that extra bit sexy. The last thing that you can do that will immediately cause you to fail your speaking exam is to limit your vocabulary. For every student, it's important to remember that all of our exams are based on the same topics: crime, technology, education, the environment, I can go on. These topics are always the same. What do these topics have in common? I know, they're all very boring, but if we want to make our speaking exam stand out, we want to make the examiner go, then what do we need to do? Make our vocabulary as interesting as physically possible. If you're talking about crime, instead of talking about criminals and crime and criminals and crime, why don't you talk about specific types of crimes? Theft, burglary, mugging, pickpocketing. These kinds of bits of vocabulary will show the examiner that you know what you're talking about. So, in summary, answer questions decisively and finish your sentences with confidence. Make sure that when you're answering your questions, you use the appropriate tense, and if you can, use a conditional when it is possible. And make sure, finally, that your vocabulary is not limited and that it is specific to each individual topic. These steps may be simple, but they could make a huge difference between passing and failing when the time comes for you to do the Cambridge First exam or the IELTS exam. Your English teacher, Emily, believes in you with all of her heart, and I hope to see your success in the future. But for now, keep working hard, and I will see you soon. I hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.